What's up, YouTube? I know it's been a while. 2023 was just crazy. It's a new year. I got some more money, and I got some time to get some things done. We're going to start with Sasquatch and the Black Diamond. Before we start, I'm going to take a couple of measurements just to see how much lift we get out of these Sasquatch Philistine shocks. So top of the rock rail, 17.5. Take a measurement on the floor. To the sill, where my Fast Intention sill protector is, we're about 20.5. So we get all done. We'll measure in the same spots. All right, so first thing you gotta do is get the tire off. Get it up on a jack. Got a jack stand underneath there for safety also. You want to remove the top 3 bolts on the strut tower, and then there's 2 underneath. You got 15 millimeter up top, 18 down below. All right, next you want to unbolt the upper control arm, the tie rod end, and the stabilizer bar. Those are 18 and 21 millimeter. I got that all separated. Upper control arm was a bit of a pain. You hit the knuckle a little bit with a mini sledgehammer. That didn't work. I had to use a ball joint puller or whatever the hell it's called to pop that open. Last thing you want to do is take your axle nut off. That's 35 millimeters. I'm just going to use the socket still on the nut just to drive the axle in a little bit. You don't have to take the axle completely out, but you got to give yourself some room. Get that lower control arm down far enough to get the shock out. Now here's the hard part. On the driver's side, I had to wedge a lever bar in there on the nut of the lower control arm. Press down this whole thing to get the shock out. This seems like it's got a little bit more play than the driver's side, so we'll see. Like I said, I had to hit a pry bar down here on the bolt for the lower control arm, angle it across over here. I had somebody come out and help me and stand on it, and I was able to wedge that top out. It is definitely tight getting that out. So now we're ready to go, putting the new ones in. Gonna start with the bottom bolts. Same thing, you're gonna have to wedge something down in there, pry bar, pry down that lower control arm, and then get the top in. All right, that was a pain. I didn't video it because there's too many swears. So now you gotta get that shock back up in there. I used a floor jack and a piece of wood to push up on the lower control arm to get that strut bolts up through the mount to get some nuts on it. Now I gotta reverse everything you took apart. Tie rod back in, stabilizer bar back in, ABS bracket on, torque everything down. There we go, front's all done, all set. Bill Steens from the Sasquatch on a Black Diamond. When you're torquing down that axle nut, 249 foot-pounds. The best way to do it is take your center cap off the wheel, push your wheel on, drop the weight of the vehicle down the tire, and then torque it. Otherwise, your hub's gonna spin. All right, now on to the back. When I'm all finished, I'll post all the torque specs in the comments. All right, now we're on to the back. Jack it up, wheel off. Gotta take the inner fender well off. If you've never messed with these kind of clips before, be careful. They appear to be like a Phillips head screw, but they're plastic and will strip very easily. All right, fender well's out. There's one little trim screw under here. And with the factory installed rock rails, I had to take the rock rails off to get to that screw, unfortunately. And since I'm putting Sasquatch fender flares on, rip the fender flare off while I'm at it. I'm gonna clean under here really good. I think I might undercoat this just for some noise reduction. I'm gonna get going on this shock. 3 up top, 1 on the bottom. Same as the front, 15 millimeters up top. There's not a lot of room in there. There we go, rear one's in. Hardest part about this job was these upper bolts back here are a little tough to reach, and the torque on that lower bolt, 350 foot-pounds. It was a bear getting that thing that tight. Cleaned up the frame, undercoated the wheel well. Gonna put the liner back in now. Before I put the new Wildtrak wheels and tires on, I'm gonna put the stock Black Diamond wheels back on, see how much lift I got out of the suspension. Now that I got the Sasquatch shocks on, I measured the same spots. It was the top of the rock rail. The Bronco has not moved whatsoever. 19 and a half. It was 17 and a half, so that's 2 inches. And that's just going to be 2 inches here at the sill also. Exactly. So not bad. Shocks alone, 2 inches. Now I'll put the 35-inch Wildtrak tires on. All right, so this project's all wrapped up. As you can see, got the Wildtrak wheels and tires on. I took it out for a little off-road adventure a couple days ago. Tested it out. The 35s make a huge difference compared to the 32s. All in all, I ended up getting 2.5 inches of lift out of the new coilovers, and the 35-inch wheels and tires. Overall, not a horrible job. If you have zero mechanical skills, I would not attempt this. I am by no means a mechanic. I'm not even a YouTube mechanic. I do some research, I watch some videos, and I decide whether I can do it or not. About halfway through this, I thought maybe I might have got in over my head, but I stuck it through and finished it up. Definitely would have been easier on a lift than doing it on your knees here with the jack. But I was able to get it done, so if you have decent mechanical skills, you could probably get it taken care of. Thank you guys for tuning in. Subscribe. See you next time.